Jack and the Beanstalk. Once upon a time, in a small village, there lived a poor widow and her only son, Jack. They were so poor that all they had was a cow named Milky White. One day, when Milky White stopped giving milk, Jack's mother told him to take the cow to the market and sell her. "Be sure to get a good price," she said. Jack, although sad to part with Milky White, set off to the market. On his way, Jack met an old man who offered him 5 magic beans in exchange for the cow. Jack, intrigued by the idea of magic, immediately accepted the offer and traded Milky White for the beans. When he got home and showed his mother the beans, she was furious. "You foolish boy," she cried. "You've given away our only cow for some useless beans." In her anger, she threw the beans out of the window and sent Jack to bed without supper. The next morning, when Jack woke up, he saw a giant beanstalk had grown overnight. It stretched high into the sky, disappearing into the clouds. Jack, being a curious and adventurous boy, decided to climb the beanstalk. He climbed and climbed until he reached the top, where he found a vast land above the clouds. In this strange land, Jack saw a magnificent castle in the distance. He walked toward the castle and, when he got there, he saw a giantess standing at the door. Jack, feeling hungry and tired, asked the giantess for something to eat. The giantess, although wary, took pity on him and offered him some bread and milk. As Jack ate, the giantess warned him, "You must leave quickly, for my husband, the giant, will be back soon. He loves to eat little boys like you." But before Jack could leave, the ground shook with heavy footsteps. The giant had returned. The giantess hid Jack in a cupboard just as the giant stomped into the kitchen. The giant sniffed the air and roared, "Fee fi for fum, I smell the blood of an Englishman. Be he alive, or be he dead, I'll grind his bones to make my bread." The giantess assured him that there was no one there, and so the giant sat down at the table. He brought out a hen and placed it on the table. "Lay," he commanded, and to Jack's astonishment, the hen laid a golden egg. The giant then took out a golden harp that could play the most beautiful music on its own. Soon, the giant fell asleep, lulled by the harp's enchanting music. Seeing his chance, Jack crept out of the cupboard, grabbed the hen and the harp, and ran as fast as he could. The harp, however, cried out, "Master, master!" The giant woke up and chased after Jack. Jack climbed down the beanstalk, the giant right behind him. As Jack reached the ground, he shouted for his mother to bring him an axe. With all his might, Jack chopped down the beanstalk. The giant fell from the sky and crashed to the ground, never to be seen again. Jack and his mother were overjoyed to have the hen that laid golden eggs and the magical harp. They sold the golden eggs and soon became very wealthy. Jack learned the importance of courage and cleverness, and he and his mother lived happily ever after. Origin of the story. The tale of Jack and the Beanstalk has its roots in British folklore and is classified as a hero tale where a young protagonist overcomes challenges to achieve fortune. The earliest known printed version of the story was published in 1807 by Benjamin Tabart, titled The History of Jack and the Beanstalk. The story was later popularized by Joseph Jacobs in his collection English Fairy Tales in 1890. Though it has many variations, the essence of the story, a poor boy climbing a magical beanstalk, encountering a giant, and acquiring wealth, remains the same. This tale has been passed down through generations, capturing the imagination of children and adults alike with its themes of adventure, bravery, and the triumph of good over evil.